Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Duvermill bringing you Mountain Blade Warband. Basically, because I fancied playing some of this for a little while. So, this game is a mixture of real-time strategy and third-person action, basically. If I scroll out a little bit, you have your world map. All the yellow, I'm playing for yellow faction, basically the Egyptians, and this is quite far in, so I've taken over quite a large chunk of the planet, of whatever the hell the realm this is. But you control your army. As you can see, I've got 102 people in my army, and I'm also carrying 18 prisoners around with me, just because I can. Now, this is your army. This is like the world map, and you just point and click, and then you'll move around. Then you can go... Someone's trying to besiege my thing? How dare they? No, apparently not. But when you go to a village, you get all these different options. You go to castle, talk to various people, get quests. You can enter the arena, which is always quite enjoyable. In fact, let me do that now. This is my character. This is him. If you go to... Can I not get... Apparently I can't access my inventory. I am Lily. Why I'm Lily? Because that's what my friends call me. That's a little nickname they've decided to give me, and I thought, I'm going to do it. Good. Yes. Right, this is your thing. Then, this is just a free-for-all, basically. And it's quite simple combat. Point and swing. Because my strength is absolutely insane at the moment, because my character is quite good. It's basically a one-shot kill if I've got a sword and shield. You've got a bunch of different skills, two-handed weapons there. You can get archery and throwing weapons and spears. It's quite good. You get on a lance, you get on a horse and you get a lance. It's brilliant. You also get men with spears, but they're a bit pathetic. So yeah, seriously, my character is currently kicking so much ass. I'm currently on a little quest at the moment to take over the entire planet, basically. So when I go and take over a castle, which I will show you later on... Oh, he survived a hit. He must have been quite a good fighter. See, there's quite a lot of this combat, depends on how you're moving, how fast you're doing, because you get a speed bonus down there in the bottom corner. And this arena thing is basically how long can you last. There's 28 people left for me to kill. And the thing is, because I'm taking them down so far, if you were a slightly lower player and your character didn't one-shot everything, this could get quite challenging because you get like a squad of them coming in and attack you. Even though the AI will fight each other, it's not all that difficult. Talking of the AI, while I'm here, you'll see probably later on when I get into a castle that the enemy is stupid. They will run directly for you. I've seen about 30 people trapped by a simple set of stairs because they couldn't walk around a corner. Ow. Die. But I've got a mixture in my army. I'll show you my army in a second. I'm quite proud of my army at the moment because there's as well as your character going up level. Oh dear, he's broken my shield. This isn't good. Die. Where's someone else? I need that. You can. Ah! I need his shield. Thank God for that. Trying to defend with just a sword is possible. I mean, you can block stuff. Oh, he came up and hit me in behind. That's not fair. Why would you do that? Oh, don't do that. I want to just leave. There is a leave button, but I can't remember it. It's been a little while since I've played this one. Trying to remember the controls at the moment. Right. This right here. This is my main character at the moment. As you can see, rather sexy in his helmet right now. This is the inventory screen. As you can see, you get a helmet, armor, and legs, and then you get your hands. I'm wearing some very sexy mittens, because we all know men wear mittens. Then I've got my battle axe and shield. They're my main weapons, if I'm going to be honest. And then I have my crossbow, just because I'm quite good with a crossbow, personally. You also need arrows. You need to equip the arrows before it will let you use them. But yeah, this is the rest of my inventory. Now, with your army, everything costs money. So, as well as money, it also needs food. So as you'll see, I'm carrying quite a bit of grain around at the moment, purely because grain is quite cheap in terms of food. I don't feed my men very well, but I've got a bunch around of stuff. I've got some bread down here at the bottom, and then also I've got stuff like raw silk. Excuse me. Right. The trade system in this is each different city charges different prices for different things. So you can, if you wanted, you could play like a merchant, and you could buy and sell various bits and bobs and make quite a bit of money from taking, say, because like certain cities will buy iron for more than other stuff. So if you were to go to, say, one city and buy iron really cheaply, you take it somewhere else, sell it for loads, you make a bit of money. So there is quite a lot of things like that going on, but then it's all based around your skills. If I hit that button, this is my character at the moment. Down here on the left, you have your attributes, strength. Each one of these depends on which skills you can do. So as you can see, strength covers Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Power Throw and Power Draw. Agility is Shield, Athletics, Riding, Horse Archery and Looting. Intelligence is not really my forte. And then Charisma is all about your leadership. How many men you can carry, how much trade you do, and how many prisoners you can have as well. And then each of my skills here. I've decided I wanted to play more like a melee character. So as we can see, my Iron Flesh, which is more hit points, and my Strike, which is more melee damage, is quite high. But then I've also decided, because I got the crossbow, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have some bow damage. I don't use throwing weapons. I'm useless with them. Now you got all of these different ones. Most of my skills aren't very high, because as I'll show you in a second, you can get characters in your army that have their own little special skill, like hero characters. But then you also have your proficiencies with various weapons. As you can see, one-handed weapons and crossbows are the ones I use. Every time you go up a level, you'll get certain weapon points, and you'll get like attribute points and skill points as well to dish out between these various bits and bobs. Now, if I hit this button, this is my party menu, basically. Over here, we have my hero characters. Now, Borcher, I love. He's awesome. He's been with me. He was literally like the first character I ever found, and he's my tracker, personally, because he finds the enemies and chases them down. Then further down, we've got my medics. He's my engineer, so it means when you go to take a castle, based on your engineering skill, you need certain amounts of time before you can build siege weapons. So like, if I didn't have him, it would take like 3 days to build like a ladder. And then if I wanted to build like a battering ram or anything bigger, it would take years, which you have to wait around for, and it's just boring. So I've got him mainly to speed that one up. Then I've got these other guys. Now, these guys don't actually have any skills, because each of their skills is overridden by these ones. So I've got them around just because hero characters don't die. If they're in battle and they get hurt a lot, they'll just fall unconscious. So they're also quite powerful in their own right, but it also just makes so I can keep the deaths down, really, because hiring new troops is a pain in the ass. Right, this right here is my main army. As you can see, all the hero characters go at the top with a percentage of how much life they have. If you get in a battle, then they'll lose health, and if they're below, I think it's like 20%, they won't be able to fight. So as I've got 102 out of 132, 30 of my soldiers are currently unable to fight because they're too wounded. Now, scrolling down here, I've got a wide variety of different units here. I've only got like 1 or 2s in certain ones, but each faction on the map has different types of units. And because I'm a mercenary, basically, I've got people from all over the place. Now, I quite like cavalry, personally. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of knights, and if I scroll down somewhere else, I've got a bunch of Mamluks. They're like, I play for the Egyptians, basically, and they're the Egyptian heavy cavalry. And with those knights and Mamluks, if I'm on an open field, I won't lose a single unit, because they'll just come in and they'll chop absolutely everything apart. Now, we also have a bunch of archers and various bits and bobs. Sweden sharpshooters are probably like the best archers in the game. They're insane. But then, some of them are crossbowmen and some of them are actual archers, just because I've got a mix of everything. Now, further down here, we've got a bunch of horse prisoners. So, someone's trying to ring in the background. What's going on? Now, your prisoners, you can sell to people for money. which is quite good. But if you have more prisoners than you can currently handle, so if I had like 3 soldiers and tried to hold 50 prisoners, then some of them would escape. Also, talking about prisoners, the enemy armies are all led by a count or a baron or some sort of nobleman from the other factions, and you can take them prisoner as well. But those you can't sell. Those you have to carry around with you until they either escape or someone pays for their release fee. Now, I've currently destroyed one of the factions completely, and I was carrying the king around for forever, for literally like 3 months of game time, just because there wasn't a faction left for him to pay. Eventually he escaped and ran off, but I really didn't care at that point because I have control of all of his cities. Down in the bottom corner here we have the morale of my troops, how much money I've currently got, and then how much money it currently costs to run my army, because each of your troops want to be paid, otherwise they get a little bit grumpy. If I think it's that button. Yes, it is. Right. I want to go and attack somewhere. Where's in a city I can attack? Right, here we have. We're going to go attack Mr. Castle over here. As you can see, right, before I go and attack this castle, I'll give you a little thing about the minimap. You have your cities, so you'll notice by the fact they're big capitalness on them. You have little villages surrounding them, slightly smaller little things. These you can use to recruit peasants basically, and then you train them up with all their experience and whatever. On the map here, your tracking skill, the higher that is, the more you can see the tracks of the enemies. As you can see, the red, and then it goes down into say white and stuff like that. It shows you how long it's been since they passed over that end, and it will also tell you. See this right here? They've last been there 4 hours, and there was 120 to 129 of them. So if you wanted to track someone, you could do that. If you had your tracking skill high enough, you could track them all over the place. Now, when you mouse over an enemy's party, that you see the leader of them, Count Lackey, he hates me. I've attacked him so many times. You see how fast he's travelling, and then how many soldiers he has. Then if you mouse over yours, and I start moving, you'll see how fast I'm travelling. So I should be able to chase him down. You can just click on them once and it'll attack him, but I have a feeling these are got 5.3. Am I going to catch up? 4.9. There's one of them moving slightly slower. We're just going to chase him across the map for a little while. Down here in the bottom corner, you get a little running update of what's going on in the world around you. Are these guys going to make it away? I don't think they are. Hopefully he'll turn around as well to give him slightly more. See, they're scared because I've taken over quite a lot. I'm quite famous in the world right now. If I hit C quickly and not C, there's a button somewhere. Reports. You'll see my renown 1,158. I think the leader of my party is only on like 1,000, so I'm technically more famous than my king. So it's quite good. When you defeat a castle or something, you can either request that you be given it. I'll just leave him there for a second. You can request that you'll be given it, or you can just say, I don't want it. But my king is pissing me off at the moment because I've captured about 20 castles and 3 different cities for him by myself with no backup, and he refuses to give me castles. Right, when you find him, they'll give a little bit of intro speech, and then you can either try and talk with them. Based on how much they like you, you might be able to talk them into joining your faction or joining your army. You can then leave, or you're just going to just attack them. This is you tell you how many troops you have versus 48. This is going to be easy, and then you charge into battle. This is your battle screen. Here you get all of your units with a sign above their head showing they're for you. If you're with allies, then excuse me, my cold is not going away. I think it must be hay fever. It's not good. You get allies, different symbols, you know what's going on. And your troops will just charge off and attack stuff by themselves. Ah, here they are. Here you have your aiming reticule. And then I've shot this guy's horse in the face. Where's my axe? I need my axe before I charge into. Yeah! Right, based on how you move your mouse, depends on how you swing. I tend to like swinging from this, because you get all sorts of damage going on. In the bottom left corner, you'll see my health bar and the health bar of my horse. Yes, they can kill and lame your horse. So that's why, if you notice in my inventory, I did have a couple of spare horses. Just here, you'll see my proficiency in one-handed weapons has gone up, because I used it a little bit more. When they go up, you do more damage, you'll hit more often. Now, when you're on horseback, it's quite... you've got to time your strikes to be able to... there you go. To be able to hit your swing, because it's not just swing automatically hitting them. So, now, I've killed so many right now that they're all just running away. Move. And I've gone up a level. This is some pretty good timing. I didn't even realise this when I did it, but oh well. Chop. You can chop and kill their horses if you wanted to. You don't really want to be attacking your own soldiers. That's not going to help. You can't actually hurt your own soldiers. There is no sort of friendly fire option, which is quite good. With an axe, at least. The amount of times that I've been shooting at people with my crossbow into massed people, and I've shot and killed my own soldiers. And they will get a little bit grumpy when they do that. Right. Now my army's destroyed them, so they're just chasing them off the field now. They will run away and break and cry. We have my archers finally turning up. But yeah, that right there, quite an easy battle, to be honest. With my army as it is at the moment, with the amount of knights and various stuff I've got, on an open field, unless there's like 300 of them, I tend to win. However, saying that, there is one faction called the Nords. They're basically the Vikings, but they have huge armies of stupidly heavy armoured infantry, and my knights don't do as well against them. It usually ends up with me chopping them apart, because my character is kind of awesome. Right, we've won. This is the Battle 1 screen. How many casualties? I took 2. And then I killed 46 and wounded 1, and 1's ran away. And now I've captured Count Lachim. He's not going to like me at all. Down here in the bottom, my relation with him and his country, he now hates me so much right now. Right, at the end you can loot whatever stuff you want from the enemies. It tends to be weapons and armour. However, with my armour, with plus 52 and all sorts, and then you find stuff like this, it's not really that good anymore, so it's kind of pointless. So most of this I don't really want anymore, so we're just going to ignore that. You get a little bit of money, and then you get some experience. Then if you jump to your party, the little plus next to them means they're ready to be upgraded. I'm going to upgrade, see, like I said, these guys got wounded, so they're now unable to fight. If I click on them, you can upgrade them. With most units you get a choice of how you want to upgrade them. Because these guys, currently they're average horsemen. You either upgrade them to be better horsemen, or you can get rid of their horses and just make them quite good infantry. So I'm going to make him an infantryman just because I don't have enough infantry. If I go take a castle, you can't use your horses. So all my knights, while still good, aren't really the best. Just going to upgrade them all generally. Stuff's falling over behind me. Right, now if I jump over to mine, as you can see, I've got an attribute point, a skill point, and then some weapon points to dish out. What do I want? You can't, when you upgrade your skills, this is going on for a while, but this is an awesome game. When you upgrade your skills, you get all sorts of different options, but you can only upgrade these ones based on a third of whatever the attribute they count as. So I tend to go up in 3s. So what skills do I want to upgrade? Personally, I'm thinking my leadership can't get really any higher. I think that is actually the highest it will go to. But what other skills can I upgrade? I want more, so we need more strength. And then we're going to put a point into my iron flesh. Give me some more hit points. Wait, achievement. Nice. Then these 10 points. These 10 points are a little bit dodgy because I'll put one. See, each of those took 1 point. If I say click, that goes up to 9, but it took 3 actual points. That's why I can't actually upgrade my one-handed weapons, because it would take more than 10. You can save up your points, but I tend to just throw them in randomly down here, because I won't ever use these. The only times I actually ever end up using these, because if you go into that arena, they'll literally give you a random weapon. So I've ended up with like throwing javelins, and I just have to kill someone and steal their weapon because I'm so useless with them. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this, then comment. I'd like to thank everyone who's been sending replays and stuff. But can I, quick request from people, stop messaging me asking, is this one going to be okay? Because chances are it's going to be yes, and all it does is waste some of my time having to reply and say, yes, it's fine, just send it. If you send it and I don't like it, it just won't appear. Chances are, though, they'll all go up eventually. But, yes, thank you very much. This has been Duvermill. Goodbye.